Back here at the Honda Resource, and we're working on redoing the bumpers on the CR Yeeter. You can see I've already got them off of it, and I'm gonna be doing the bumpers as well as fender trim and the little door trim too. So like the over fender arch, and then this trim here on the doors as well. So we're gonna be refinishing all that. I have seen people that use a little butane torch to heat up the plastic, and that works temporarily. I actually did it to my back bumper last year sometime. Since then it has lost that shine, and it's gone back to being pasty white looking. You can see over on this side I did hit it back with the torch last night a little bit, and it's I mean, it's better than it was pasty white, but it's still not very good. So what I did is I went to the auto parts store and I picked up some of this Duplicolor trim and bumper paint. This is the dark charcoal, and I'll put a link to the Amazon in the description where you can buy some of this if you don't have some local to you. I went ahead and got the front bumper over here. I used the Scotch-Brite cloth and scuffed it up, cleaned it, and then sprayed it with 2 coats of this. You can see it looks really good. It's like OEM, brand new, all right? So what we're gonna do is go ahead and get the rear bumper over here. I had it over here in the sun drying from where I scuffed it up with the Scotch-Brite cloth. And if you're not familiar with the Scotch-Brite cloth, I'll show you what that is too. So it's just this here is the Scotch-Brite cloth, like I said. I also got this at the parts store, and I'll put a link to Amazon for this too in the description. You can see up here, I went ahead, a lot of people have always said stuff about my headlights being clapped and crusty and stuff, and well, now they don't. So I sanded them down to 1500, then hit them with a clear coat, and they look like new again. So pretty snazzy. You see I did start taping up this fender arch here. I'm going to do the side skirt on this one over here too. The other side doesn't have a side skirt. I'll find one to put back on it. Or maybe I'll go down to the woods and find mine where I lost it on the trail. And I've already got all these scuffed up with the Scotch-Brite, wiped back down to dry, and hopefully we'll have this thing looking fresher here in a bit. Because, yeah, this thing's, I mean, it's the Yeeter. She's got dents and bumps and bruises, and I don't really care too much about it, but it would be nice to have a little bit fresher trim. So that's why I decided to do this, and it was a good opportunity to make another video because plenty of people have crusty looking trim on their first gen CRV. So if you do, you can follow this method. It'll work a lot better than hitting it with a torch and having to redo it every 6 months or something. So stay with me, and let's get this bumper over here off of the fence, put it over here somewhere propped up to where we can paint it and not get paint on my fence. All right, so now we got the bumper over here propped up on these drums, and you can see like how it's real faded looking here, and you can see down here on the bottom like where it doesn't really get as much sun, how it's not as faded. This bumper was damaged whenever I acquired it to put on the Yeeter, because someone, when I acquired the Yeeter, they had chopped the bumper like here at this line. You can see this one has some screw holes in it, but I mean, I don't really care. It's the Yeeter at the end of the day. But last year I had heated it up, and you kind of see some of these little swirl marks where the torch had done that. Yeah, it looked pretty good a year ago after I had heated it up. But like I said, the bumper was damaged. That corner over there was caved in like right here. So I popped that dent out with the heat. And whenever I did that, I just went ahead and melted the whole thing to make it look uniformish. So now we're going to take this trim paint, we're going to paint this. All right, so I flipped it around and went ahead and just made sure I got good coverage on most of it. You can see there on this bumper where it was damaged. It was all caved in here, and I heated it up previously and bent it back out. I mean, again, at the end of the day, this is the Yeeter, and it ain't got to be something super fancy. So we got a pretty good coverage on the bumper, and it's looking good. Maybe a little light spot right there, right here, that we can put a little more on. But overall, it's looking pretty dang good. And we can get the mud guards back installed, the little side markers, and then get it back on the Yeeter. Just took the bumpers off because it was simpler to take them off than it was to tape everything up on there to be able to paint them appropriately. Probably 5 minutes to take the front bumper off, and 10 or less to take the rear bumper off. So, what you doing? Nothing. Well, it's been several weeks since I did those other clips. As you see in the other video, I had no beard, no hair, and I do now. But we went ahead and made it to the tail of the dragon and all that stuff that we were getting the CR Yeeter ready for. And I just finally sat down to edit this video and realized that I didn't do any other clips past what those other ones were. So yeah, here's the rest of the trim. So in that last clip, you can see the bumper kind of looked a little glossy. But once it dries out, it takes some of the gloss out of it, and it looks more like a satin. We did get the mud guards reinstalled, got our little reflectors reinstalled. Actually, I think they may be a reflector and a light in the rear, and the front just has a reflector. But you can see it's dirty now, but I mean, like I said, it's been several weeks since that video was originally started, so I haven't washed it since then. Got all the fender trims done, got the door trims done, and it just looks overall really good. The headlights are looking good. Got some bugs up here from travels, but the bumpers turned out really good. The headlights turned out really good. You can see it is pretty nasty over here, and I've got my big old noggin in there. But yeah, they turned out really well, and I think that this method is going to hold up a lot better than the heating it with a torch and hoping for the best. You can see there where that damage was on that one. It's not as obvious when it's on the truck and it's not glossy looking, but yeah, overall definitely happy with how they turned out. So again, I posted those links to those products that I used in the description. If you're interested in any of those products that I used, make sure you pick it up from that link, and it will also help out the channel because I do make a little bit of money off of each one of those that are purchased through my links. So thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. I hope it helps you, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.